Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video, and this is the first layout for my stepdad's Christmas present, which is a mini album of his dogs. So if you guys have already saw the first couple videos, you know how I've organized it and kind of what the plan is. Now I'm just working through the book. I don't know if I'll work through the book in order or if I'll jump around to different pictures. We'll just kind of see what I feel like doing in the moment. But the first thing I wanted to do was pull from my scrap pile some complementary colors. I want every layout to have the green, black, gold, and pink, just so every page is cohesive. Obviously, there's going to be, based on the background, your primary color for each page and then the accents. But with this one having the black background, I wanted to pull in a scrap of pink and a scrap of black and gold. So that's kind of what I'm working with. I decided to trim it into a 4x4 because the picture was just perfect for that. I went ahead and matted it on a scrap piece of white and black. So there's a double mat. Just I needed to get some layers on there for me to feel like I got started. And now I'm using this pink as a large layer to break up some of this green background. I'm thinking I'm going to trim this into a big banner. I'm just not sure how I want it spaced yet. So I'm measuring how wide that strip is so I know where to cut my fishtail, and then I'm just freehanding this little fishtail here. I flipped this over to the back and then I realized I didn't know if I wanted the black side, but I like the contrast of the pink, so I'm going to stick with the original plan. Now that I've kind of figured out how I want that spaced, I'm going to go ahead and trim the banner so I can get it glued down. You'll see with the mini album, I'm planning on getting all of the pages 80 to 90% done, and then I'll go back and finish them all. I've really found that that's the easiest way to keep my books cohesive because in the past when I've done mini albums, I've gone all out on the first page and it'll look magnificent, and then I will really stump myself on the rest of the book because I will have set the standard for myself that all of the pages need to match that first page. So what I found is easier for me is if I go ahead and I get started on the page, I get them to a good point, and then I'll move on when the page is like 80% done, so that I have all of the pages mostly there, and then I can decide how I want to finish all of the pages, and I'll go back and finish them all together. That really just makes all of the layouts seem cohesive and that they're done in the same style and that kind of thing, and it just prevents me from overwhelming myself from doing too much on one page and then feeling like I need to meet that standard for the rest of the book. So I'm starting with some simple layers, just make sure I'm getting all my colors on this page. I wanted a little bit of texture, so I did just trim a notebook edge punch out of some simple black and run that up the side of the page. And then all of a sudden I just loved that so much. I'm kind of trying to decide if I want to do the notebook edge punch on the inner part of the book where the binding is on all of the layouts. Just I don't know. Is that weird? I think that's kind of cool if I have this notebook edge punch on all the pages, just again to make them kind of cohesive. It doesn't always have to be this black. I could alternate which color it is, but I think that'd be a cool way to make all the pages the same, is if I just have this notebook edge punch on the edge of all of them. So I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about that, but I really like the addition of that notebook edge punch. And with this banner being towards the top, I want a little cluster, just a little bit of interest down at the bottom. So I cut another scrap of that pink, the same pink that's the banner, just to start my cluster down there. So I already have the pink taken into account. And now I think I'm looking for some gold. I have my green, I have my pink, I have little pops of black. I really want some gold on this layout just so I have all the colors from this collection on every page. And I found this gold foiled kind of medallion paper, so I thought maybe I could fussy cut these and use them kind of in a visual triangle around the page just for little pops of gold. So that's the plan. I wanted a whole one for sure somewhere, and then a couple of them I think I just need little pieces of, just so it can be peeking out of some other corners. But I thought this would be a good way to use this paper and then also get some gold on here. I mentioned when I was kind of sharing the products for this project, I was kind of worried about not having any die cuts to coordinate with, because in the past when I've done mini albums, I've had die cuts that have really helped create my clusters and kind of finish the book. So I'm going to have to be creative with how I create different things for this one. So, but this was an easy thing to do, just cut apart that pattern. I know I want the full one down in the bottom right hand corner in that one cluster. So these other two, I'm just trying to create a visual triangle where they're spaced around the page. So you get little pops of gold, but they're kind of not all in a line or anything like that. So I like their placement here. And now I think I'm looking for a black. I wanted some more layers in that cluster at the bottom. But since I've already used this plain black as the notebook edge punch, it felt weird using a different black on the page, so I'm kind of stuck using this plain black on this one. But I just decided to trim another banner out of that just to layer behind these other things. It pulls in the black from that notebook edge punch and then just adds a little contrast down there with an extra layer. So I trimmed another banner out of the pink just so it would kind of mimic the banner up top. And now I'm trying to figure out what order I want everything laying in. But I think I like this. I like the black in the very back, this gold medallion, and the pink running on top. That kind of gives me somewhere to embellish later if I end up wanting to add a title or, some hearts or something. I can layer them up down there. But it kind of just gives me the base of this layout. I'm kind of feeling good about where this one is. I'm kind of trying to decide once my layout gets to a point where I'm like, what do I want to do for finishing touches, or it just needs a couple more things and then it's done. That's where I'm trying to stop myself so that I'm not overdoing the page, and we'll come back to all of them at the end to finish them out. So it's going to be like a fun, weird, different process this month, but I think it'll be really fun just working on a whole mini album. Just to see the process and how it goes. But trimming off the excess of the banner, I'm going to get this photo stuck down. I was really not sure the spacing I wanted where the photo, if I wanted it all the way to the left or more towards the middle of that banner. So that's why it's not glued down yet. But I think once I get these down, I'll be able to commit. And then I think this is pretty much the base of this first layout, and then I'll move on. You'll notice I'm not gutting anything. This is a present. It's not for my own book, so I'm not cutting corners or anything. I want these all to be, sturdy. And if I didn't have as many papers, I should say, for this project, I might be more frugal, but I just know I have a whole paper pad. I'm going to have more than enough paper, so there's just no need to be gutting, especially when it's a present. I like it to feel really sturdy. Before I thought I was almost done, and I was like, just one more thing and then I'll call it good for now. I just wanted one more element, and then I still had these film strips. Ronnie sent me these. I love these so much. I've been hoarding them. But I thought it would be so cool, since these are all photos of his dog, and we did a little photo shoot to kind of do film strips throughout the book. I only have like 5 or 6 of these strips from Ronnie, but I'm hoping if I space them out throughout the book, it'll be good. But I thought it would be really cool to use this black one again, just to tie in the black elements, and mat it on some vellum, and just have that be a horizontal element running behind the photo on the big pink banner. I just feel like the big pink banner, I love the statement. I just needed to be broken up a little bit. So at first I was going to use this heart vellum, but it felt kind of too girly, and it would be fine because this dog is a girl and that rule doesn't apply in scrapbooking. But I just thought I would keep it simple and just do some plain vellum instead. So I'm gluing this film strip onto some vellum to back it. And then I think I only need kind of 2 squares of this film strip. I am going to be frugal with this because I don't have enough of it to go on every page. But I'm just filming, kind of getting what I need to stick on either side of this photo to make it look like it is a long strip. So I'm just going to trim a piece of that. I spoke too soon. I shouldn't have said I didn't gut anything or be frugal with anything, because I was frugal with this. But I just love the subtle texture of the vellum. I don't know. This just makes the page. I love the statement of those little film strips. I think it's so cute. So once I finally had the spacing of the film strip, I went ahead and glued down my pictures. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue this down too. And you'll see me using the Tombow Mono Multi more than normal too, just because that stuff is so strong. This is a gift for someone. I don't want this stuff to ever kind of fall apart. And that stuff is strong, so we're good. But I'm going to go ahead and load this back up, get ready for the next one. I'll see you guys in the next page. Thanks for watching.